Hi guys, for today's fun fact of origami, we're going to be exploring a mathematical question since I'm very smart. How many times does it take? Here's the Quora question right here. If you have a piece of paper that has a thick grammar issue, has a thickness of 0.1 millimeters, how many times would you have to fold the paper in half in order for it to become tall enough to reach the moon? So some guy made a solution here, and as you can see, you get this really, really awkward solution. However, again, me with my big brain, I figured out an easier solution. It's just 2 to the nth, where n is the number of times you have to fold it. Then I plugged it into a calculator right here and got 42 times, which also happens to be the secret of the universe according to one book. And there's this meme I found. A couple of days ago, when my math teacher asked any questions, I asked, "What is the meaning of life?" She simply replied, "The meaning of life is math." Today, we realize that in the alphabet, M is the 13th letter, A is the first letter, T is the 20th letter, and H is the 8th letter. And 13 plus 1 plus 20 plus 8 equals 42. Isn't it such a coincidence? Anyway, that's today's fold, and I know I haven't told you what to fold yet, but that's because it's a surprise, and because I'm really, really mad at you guys, and I'm gonna chop you up. Kidding. I'm gonna teach you guys how to fold this cutlass pirate thing, and it looks pretty cool. And since I don't have any silver paper, I'll be using yellow paper. It's a butter knife, and yeah, I'll this model is pretty cool, and you can somewhat throw it if you flatten it enough. And yeah, I'll be teaching you guys right now. All right, y'all. Whoops. Okay, I'm back to my real self. Anyway, it's time to fold this knife or sword or cutlass or whatever. So I'm gonna be using yellow because I don't have any silver paper. But the first step is to fold in half diagonally. Oh yeah, and this model isn't that hard. There are a few tricky steps, but yeah, it's nothing like the discarded ghost video that I may or may not have made. And then rotate like this and fold in half again. But this time, don't crease. Just make a little mark right here and then unfold. Now do the same thing. Fold that point to the little pinch we just made and do the same thing. And then take one pinch right here and fold it to the first pinch so they line up like that. Now unfold and rotate so the open ends are facing you. And then take the open point and fold it to the last pinch mark we made, which is right here. The actual last pinch mark is here. And then the first pinch mark is here. So now crease sharply. And I know that was a lot of pinching, but yeah, that was just to make this fold. And then take this bottom edge and fold it up like that. You'll notice that it won't really align or it won't really like look straight, but that's because we want the blade right here to look larger than the handle. Increase sharply. Now do the same thing and try to make sure the layers are held together because otherwise they'll slide apart and look really weird. Like that. And oh yeah, make this fold as accurate as possible, or at the end when you're actually trying to make the knife look nice, you'll have a hard time doing it. Like that. There, now we're done with the basic outline of this sword, but we still have a bit of a way to go, oops, wrong way, before turning it into this. The next step is to rotate so that the mini end is facing you and just kind of fold it over however much you want. And however much you fold it is going to be the length of the handle. I'm just going to fold it about like that. And if you want a guideline, fold this point all the way up to there. But I don't really, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to fold it like right here and try to make a longer blade. Oh yeah, also, yeah, you saw that I messed up. Now laugh at me. Make sure that it's actually wait, I'm right, hooray. Like that. And then Now the next step is to turn over and fold this one up so it's parallel to here, but not actually touching. Basically, you're gonna want to do that. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering why my handle looks a bit small, it's because it is. Because I'm not gonna be actually wielding this thing and chopping you guys up. Well, I might do that, but yeah. And then turn over again and do the same thing, but this time this is the edge you want to be parallel with. Basically just fold it over like that. And you want to have a little bit outward like that. And then now take the entire sword and just flip it over here so it looks like this, and keep it down. And I'm actually going to make my handle bigger so it doesn't so basically what I'm doing is I can actually make that fold that locks it together. And then fold that over like that. Okay. Now, after you are here, take the little end that's sticking out, which is right here, and just fold it into one of these pockets here. So just fold it in and boom. Now you're done with the basic shape of the thing, but we still got a bit of shaping to do. Yes, that sounded really weird. Go to this end and just open it slightly, and you'll notice all of this. What you're gonna do is take this flap in here and just fold it back really as much as you want, but it's recommended you only do a little bit. And now here's kind of a tricky step. You're going to spread apart the layers that's right here. So spread them apart, just kind of slide your finger in and take it and shove it outward like that. And just kind of open the pocket and make a fold alongside here. And then the other fold is going to be right here. So once you flatten, it looks like that. I'm gonna show it again. So it was like that, or oops, it was like this. Now you poke it apart and flatten it, and it's like that. Oh, and try to make sure it flattens to a point and not overfold it. And then the next step is flatten it down. Yes, this is actually a step because you might have a bit of trouble. You might notice a bit of trouble flattening it, but just try your best. And actually, if you need to, adjust a few folds. Okay, so now that we're done with the tricky step, just simply take this edge and fold it upward like that, and then open the pocket, which is right here, and tuck it in. This is an optional step, but it makes it look way better. And then the next step is not optional. Just kind of fold that up so it actually turns into a sharp point like that. Now turn over so it looks like that. And now we're done with the another main part, and it's time to actually shape. So turn back over. Now just shape it however you want, but I find that getting the non-sword sharp end, and just kind of forcefully pulling it up a bit actually makes it look really good, and also thins out the blade. And then zoom in on here, and you can also sharpen that part a bit. Just fold it inward a little bit like that. And then do the same thing on this tiny little bit. Like that. And now you're going to take this part and do the same thing and try to make it look round by kind of folding in any little points or making a lot of little folds so it looks as round as possible. Just like that. And then go to the handle and also squeeze it. That'll make it hold together better. And you can do these two as well, but be careful on those two because, yeah, because these two might accidentally open the model. And now for this one, I just take it and squeeze it together. And the paper is a bit thick, so yeah. All right. Now you're done with your sword, and now it can just stand there forever. Or you can actually throw this after flattening it under a book, and I find that it flies pretty well. This one wasn't flattened yet, but I do plan to flatten it. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. And congratulations, everybody. You've made it to the end of today's weekly origami. So now there's just one more thing. Join my Discord, and it'll the link will also be in the description below. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.